Who doesn't remember one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time? The movie that set the stage to a masterpiece like the animated series Rick and Morty. For those of you that aren't familiar with what I'm talking about, this movie is Back to the Future. The movie has 3 parts, mostly released in the 80s, but the one that we are concerned with is the second part. It's a movie set in 1985. The film follows Marty McFly and his friend Dr. Emmett "Doc" Brown as they travel from 1985 to 2015 to prevent Marty's son from sabotaging the McFly family's future when their arch nemesis Biff Tannen steals Doc's DeLorean time machine and uses it to alter history for his benefit. The duo must then return to 1955 to restore the timeline. Now, today we are not here to talk about the movie as so many people already did that. We are here to talk about a pair of shoes designed specifically for the movie. They are the first pair of shoes ever produced that would lace themselves, and they light up as well. They were produced specifically for the movie. The original pair that Michael J. Fox wore in 1989 in the sequel sold for a whopping $92,000 in the summer of 2018, and the proceeds from that sale went to Michael J. Fox's Parkinson's Disease Foundation. For those who don't know, Michael J. Fox, the beloved actor that played Marty McFly, was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 1991, not long after the third Back to the Future movie was released. He created the foundation that carries his name, and the money is used to further research in order to find a cure and help with the treatment of those in need. There are a few versions of these Back to the Future shoes that Nike produced over the years, and we will take a look at the history of this awesome collection today. In 2011, Nike came up with their mag replica shoes of the original model. If you don't own a pair yet, you might get lucky and be able to grab any of the versions of those futuristic shoes that Michael J. Fox, aka Marty McFly, popularized in the 1980s. For the movie's 35th anniversary, they released an updated version of the Nike Mag. The Parkinson's Foundation raised $6.75 million from the sales of these shoes, and Nike is surely proud to have taken part of that. They don't only create beautiful and cool shoes, but they try to come up with solutions for people with special needs that have a hard time trying to tie their shoelaces. Now, let's take a look at those famous sneakers. We'll talk about the collector's Back to the Future pieces. Then we will present to you the other franchise-inspired models that are a little more accessible than the original ones. But before jumping into the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any future updates. We upload lots of videos on luxury life. Also, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments and leave a like. It helps us a lot. Number 9. Nike Mag Back to the Future. The ultimate Back to the Future shoe. Nike pretty much introduced the possibility of self-lacing shoes with the silhouette via the Sci-Fi film, and ever since, the market longed for its reality. In 2011, it finally happened. Well, kind of. 1,500 pairs of the Mag silhouette dropped, albeit without self-lacing technology, with proceeds going to the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's research. In 2016, we finally got a full-fledged self-lacing edition, but it comes at a cost. Number 8. Adapt BB Nike Mag. Determined to make self-lacing sneakers an accessible reality, Nike renewed its mission with the Adapt BB earlier this year, channeling the original silhouette seen in the movie, but updating it for the modern market. The shoe offers the possibility to personalize the fit using built-in buttons or via an app. Number 7. Vandal High Supreme Doc Brown. Those kicks donned by Doc Brown in part 1 of the franchise were an instant eye-catcher, and this remake is no different. Released in 2017, meaning a long wait for the OG fans, the retro drop comes in a bright safety orange colorway. Number 6. Alpha Dunk Hoverboard. The hoverboard Marty was riding during these movies was another popular and cool gadget that many wished they could get in real life. Although the hoverboard is not meant to be just yet, we can settle for the sneakers that are made from the same bright color palette as his beloved means of transportation. the Alpha Dunk hoverboard features a front zoom air unit, a translucent swoosh, and a unique design. Number 5. SB Dunk Marty McFly. This more subdued model, inspired by the sneaker that Marty wore in the second movie, was released in 2015. The speckled detail and the translucent outsole, as well as the grey with the white swoosh and laces, give this shoe a more day-to-day look. On the insole, you can find a design referring to Marty's hoverboard. Number 4. 2007 Back to the Future shoes. The original shoes worn in the sequel were seen in Kanye West's Good Morning video, where an animated bear was rocking the shoes. In 2008, Kobe Bryant wore the McFly Hyperdunks at an LA venue, and sparked an idea in Nike. But the new version of the shoe only came to fruition in 2011. Number 3. Hyperdunk Supreme Marty McFly. This shoe was released in 2008, and Nike decided to only produce 350 pairs. This super limited edition was inspired once again by the Nike mag. The glow-in-the-dark outsole is a reference to the mag's LED lighting, which they reproduced to give it a similar effect. The tongue of the shoe is inscribed with the dates when Doc made the time leap, a cool homage to the franchise, right? Number 2. Nike Mag 2016 version. This time around, Nike only produced 89 pairs of the new and improved Back to the Future mag. They introduced the adaptive fit technology, which is another term for power laces. What this does is that it senses the motion of the person wearing them and either releases or tightens the laces accordingly. Since there are so few models of this version on the market, if you do get your hands on a pair, they go for around $24,000, and there were pairs that sold for up to $50,000. Number 1. Nike HyperAdapt 1.0 2016 to 2019. The HyperAdapt 1.0 version was introduced in 2016 as well, and their increased popularity and more reasonable price point prompted a sequel, which was released back in 2019. Those shoes go for between $300 and $800 and they are easier to find than the mag Back to the Future. That is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please leave a like and let me know in the comments which of these shoes you like the most. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you won't miss any of our videos.